Hello there, my name is Sam, and today I'm going to be telling you about an educator known as A.S. Neil. Neil was born in Scotland in 1883 and died in England in 1973. He was known for his educational philosophy and a school that he opened known as Summerhill School. Now, what did Neil contribute to educational thinking? Well, Neil developed a number of ideas. For example, he believed that the motivation to learn should come naturally to students and something that should not be forced upon them. He believed that their education should be guided by their interests. He believed that the respect between teachers and students should be mutual. He believed that schools should promote the creativity and imagination of students and it should be an enjoyable experience. And he believed that schools should be self-governed, one where students were involved in the decision making, for example, setting school rules. Now, where do these ideas and beliefs come from? Well, there's a number of influences. First of all, Neil's own upbringing in the education system. Neil had a very negative experience. He feared his father, and they did not get along well, and his father was actually his primary school teacher. Corporal punishment was prevalent at the time, and students were often punished for making mistakes. So we can see there's a big difference between his own time in the education system versus the one he promoted later on in life. Secondly, World War One. Neil believed that the educational teachings of the time was one of the leading forces behind the beginning of the war. Neil's significance. Well, Neil demonstrated the idea that not one way of teaching works for everyone, and it is believed that his work was a big influence behind the free school movement in the 1960s and 1970s. Relevance in modern Australian education. We can see many aspects of Neil's beliefs in our own schools today. For example, we believe in creating a positive learning environment that's enjoyable for students. We promote students' creativity and imagination, and not to the same extent that Neil believes, but self-government. Things like social contracts where we get students involved in setting class rules, and personal significance. I share many beliefs with Neil when it comes towards education. For example, school should be an enjoyable experience, creating that positive environment's really big. Must show students respect, definitely. And the last one, a student's happiness and well-being is of the highest priorities, and I could not agree more with that. Now, I just want to finish on a quote that I think is brilliant by him, and that is, I'd rather see a school produce a happy scholar. I'd rather see a school produce a happy street cleaner than a neurotic scholar. Alright, thanks for listening to my speech.